Hello and welcome back to Chappel Station, and yes, I am actually posting an update video after about 6 months, so grovelling apology to everyone who's been waiting to find out what happened, and I'll tell you all about it in this update. It's quite weird walking into the railway room, really. It's a bit like a time capsule. Really everything is where I left it. I'm going to spin you around and just give you a quick tour around to remind you what it looks like, and remind myself actually as well. So let's see. So I'll try and be gentle with you. The first thing is the bridge is down at the moment, and I'll tell you why that is down, but that's probably the only thing I've done since I last posted a video. The rest of the layout, probably with a bit of dust and cobwebs, is pretty much as I left it. The last major job I did was that river, and then getting my falla to start running, which no doubt they'll need charging up. And starting to build the station area over there. But yeah, everything else is pretty much exactly as it was 6 months ago. Can't believe it was 6 months. So yeah, all looks okay though. Luckily it's quite a dry, well insulated room, this garden room, so nothing really has been damaged at all. A couple of bit of paper and that flaking up here I can see. But yeah, not too bad at all. Hopefully it still runs fine. I'm sure it will. Okay, let's spin you around. So yeah, gosh, what's happened over the last 6 months and why haven't I posted? Where do I start? Let me just spin you around again so you're not facing out to the garden. I suppose the main thing is I put the house on the market, and obviously that has some major implications for my model railway and my model railway room. Just before we went away on holiday, the big one through Asia that went on by train, and I'll show you some of that in a little while. But yeah, just before we went away on holiday, we saw a lovely house that we really fell in love with, a farmhouse, lots of barns, an amazing room that could be a really good railway layout room. So we decided that if it was still available when we got back off holiday, we would put our house on the market and try and hopefully sell ours and buy theirs. So that's exactly what we did. Hence why this room, I literally just gave it a quick tidy up, dropped the bridge so people could come in when they're viewing it and just see the room, admire the railway or see the potential of the room for whatever they wanted to use it for. And yeah, so that's really what we did. Spent the month after we got back really just doing all those little jobs on the house that need doing, that you never get around to doing, and then putting the house on the market. So that's probably the big thing. And of course that then gave me a dilemma. Do I do any more work on the railway room knowing that I may be ripping it apart and taking it all down? The buying and selling process in Jersey is slightly different to the UK. You don't exchange contracts, you literally just sell. Everything goes through the royal court, and right up to the day that it goes to court, the buyer can pull out, or you could be gazumped. So it's a bit nerve-wracking. I suppose the good thing about it is it can all happen quite quickly. The average selling and buying time is only about 4 weeks. So it can happen really quickly, but until the day that actually the contracts actually get signed, then nothing's guaranteed. And I've heard certainly some horror stories about it all falling apart in the last minute. But the bad news is, I suppose the bad news for the house and not necessarily for the railway room, is that we haven't sold it. Obviously it's not a great time for buying and selling houses. We have had an offer accepted on the one we want to buy, in Notion anyway, if we can get a buyer for our house. So lots of visits, lots of views, initially quite a bit of excitement around the house, but it's sort of tailed off now. So it sort of left me in quite a conundrum in that I'm not really sure what to do now. We really only want to sell this house to buy that one particular house. So if that sells anyway, we'll take our house off the market, because we do love our house. It's just the one we saw is perfect for us for the future. So yeah, that's pretty much where we got to. Like I say, last time I spoke to you, I was going off on the holiday, a bit of a distant memory now. But that was an amazing holiday. Went really well, went as planned, had a fabulous time. So I'll bore you now with a few holiday snaps so you can just see what we got up to as far as the railway side of it, and some of the journeys and trips we had. And then I'll give you a bit of an update on my plans from going forward now.
passenger who would like to travel by the express train number 52 departure from 52เที่ยวเวลา 15:30 น.ขณะนี้จอดเที่ยวในชานชาลาที่ 4 ค่ะ
6:30 in the morning.
ทุกขอบชานชาลาที่ 1โปรดระมัดระวังหัวดิเซนด้วยครับ
ให้เรียบร้อยด้วยขอบคุณค่ะ Attention please
Well, welcome back. Hope you like that little travel interlude. It was an amazing journey, amazing trip, and as you saw, lots of different locomotives and trains we got to ride on. A bit like going back in time. A lot of them are pretty basic, to be honest, but yeah, lots of fun. Anyway, back to the model railway. Now, things have moved on a bit. This has now been filmed about a month after the introduction that I did earlier. So yeah, there's a lot of changes happened, and the big one being that we've actually sold the house. We've actually now got a buyer, everything's going through, and we're looking to move in about 3 weeks' time. As I said earlier in the intro, the buying process is a lot quicker, if it goes smoothly, a lot quicker in Jersey, so 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah, we're about 3 weeks in now. So yes, looking to be moving in early October, which does mean the end of Chappel Station as we know it at the moment. So if I spin you around, I'll show you what I have been doing. And you can see that I've started to clear. I've left the station area pretty much intact. But if you look around here, I've cleared off all the buildings, pretty much all the locos, everything's been packed away now. So pretty much everything I could take off, all the Falla system wires. So it's really only the scenic area now that's got to be taken apart. So before I discuss that, I did do a little running shot of the loco going around just before I decided to take it all apart. So I'll just show you the last train running on Chappel Station. So there you go, that'll be the last running session ever for this layout. Do have mixed emotions really. Obviously a lot of effort gone into building this layout, to then take it all apart is a bit sad, but then I've learnt a lot in the process and I'm quite excited about building the next layout and putting all the things I've learnt into it and correcting all the mistakes. If you'd have seen my 5 biggest mistakes video, obviously I won't be doing those again. So quite looking forward to actually having a layout that runs better and is more functional. So yeah, so now it's another lesson, which is how to take apart a layout and try and salvage everything. I'll just spin you around and show you what I've done so far, and we can discuss what's next. The area I haven't taken apart, because I'm hoping to salvage certainly part of it, is the Chappel Station. I say a lot of work went into it, and I you know, although I would do it slightly differently, I'm hoping to incorporate this in the new layout, albeit with some changes. And it was the first board I put in, so I'm thinking that I might be able to, by cutting the rails over by the bridge, I might be able to take the whole area out pretty much intact. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And then I can then sort of integrate into the new Chappel Station when it's ready. And the same the viaduct. Now this was built a bit hodgepodge underneath, so I'm not sure. But I'm really pleased with the way my river turned out and my viaduct. I think, again, in hindsight, the viaduct would be a bit deeper, be more space behind it. But if I could salvage this section, then that would be great as well. But if I can't, I can't. This area from here will probably all have to go. So my plan is almost to take it apart in the reverse order that I put it together. Which means I'll start around here because it's the last area I've put in, and take all these lines up because they're only tacked in, so that should be fairly easy. I've looked up how to take up ballasted lines, and basically it looks like you just put hot water on it, a bit of drops of hot water which will loosen it up, and a scraper, and hopefully be able to get a lot of that up in, you know, and salvaged. Then I'll take all these boards down, and then I'll tackle this area last, because it's going to be the most challenging and the bit I want to salvage. So that's my plan. I'll try and film a few bits as I go along, just so you can see how it progresses. And fingers crossed I get to salvage a lot of what I've got so I can put it into the new Chappel Station. Okay, a quick update. As you can see, I removed all the track this side. That was fairly easy because it was just pinned down, so it's just a matter of pulling out the pins and taking it apart, getting the droppers out, which are, again, they weren't soldered, so they came out fairly easily. And then I thought I'd tackle this front goods area first, just to practice getting the track out of the ballast. And as you'd have seen from the little time lapse there, it's just a case of boiling water on, letting it soak in a bit, then using the scraper to get under it. The most difficult bit is I left all the track pins in, and some of them didn't want to come out very easily at all, so they're probably the biggest challenge. Lesson for the future is to actually take the track pins out once it's ballasted. Anyway, yeah, taking those out, and then I decided to get a bowl of water and just wash the track while it's still warm. That's quite hot water, and then most of the ballast actually comes off. So as you can see there, the track is actually pretty clean and pretty ready to reuse. So yeah, that worked quite well. Even the points, being a bit careful around the points, but even they came out all right. So next job now, I've done the goods yard, is to do the incline. The danger with the water is that it will damage all this paper. I mean, I probably won't reuse it, but it was a lot of effort. If you've seen one of my videos early on, it was a lot of effort to make, so I might try and keep some of it. You never know, it might come in handy. So yeah, just to do that is the next job. Well, that's it for today. As you can see, it's quite a success really. Got most of that clear now. Interestingly, having the roof felt, if you'd seen some of my earlier episodes, you've seen that I put roof felt down as like a pre-ballast, so it didn't look as unfinished. That actually made it quite easy to remove because you just pull the whole lot off in sheets, which means I can get to all the screws. So actually that's going to work out in my favour when taking it apart. I can now access it, all the screws and how I screwed it together. And I can see all the mistakes and all the bodge jobs I had to do to get it to, especially up here, to get the incline to come smooth. I really bodged that quite a bit. But yeah, so that's sort of half the layout, the easy half if you like. Pretty much stripped back. I can actually start taking the framework apart now. Saved all the track, as you have seen in some of the slow-mo. I washed it all, then dried it, cleaned it, and it, you know, it's almost as good as new really. So yeah, I can take all the framework down and then see what I can save of my valley and the actual Chappel Station. Hopefully that won't end up like this, but who knows.